It's finally 2021. Hi guys! I would like to welcome our subscribers and everyone who supported us during the year that never happened, aka 2020. If you are new here, my name is Christina and this is our family's blog where we share tips, tricks, and basically what we call our better ways of living. So again, here we are, 2021. And of course, I have been tasked to come up with the first episode of this year. And boy, it was not easy to come up with the topic. I mean, I was on the verge of going on an episode wherein we discuss our New Year's resolutions, as cliche as that is. So when I went onto YouTube to look for, inspiration, lo and behold, there was this trend back in 2020 January, which I was not aware of. So if in case you missed it like I did, this is the No Buy, No Spend Challenge. In a nutshell, this is a challenge wherein you decide what things you are not going to spend on for the entire year. So basically, you're only allowed to spend on your most basic of basic needs. This includes your food, your rent, your existing credit card bills, mortgages, insurance, your medicines, your basic toiletries, phone and internet, and cleaning products. This became a trend in 2020 because people either wanted to save or they wanted to create a minimalistic lifestyle. But even if I didn't know about this challenge, we all know what happened in 2020. And I was actually doing this already, but I wasn't doing it for the prior mentioned purposes. I was doing it to survive. I am feeling very motivated to do this for 2021. Basically because 1, I already did this without even knowing it. 2, I love the feeling of intentional versus mindless spending. And 3, I want to make the most of our income to enable us to be more financially flexible. So while we mentioned earlier the things that you can spend on, at this point, we are going to discuss about the things that you are not going to spend on. Now, there is no hard and fast rule because we all have our own lifestyles and our own spending habits. So basically, the best way to go about this is to check your current expenditures, your expense records, and check on which items can actually go on to your no-buy list. So these are the things that you can cut back on or totally live without. These are the things that you do not need, but maybe you just want. So to illustrate this further, I am going to share with you the list of things that I was able to live without in 2020, in which I will continue to not spend on in 2021. Number 1, to-go beverages. And I mean your Starbucks, your Tiger Milk Tea, your Gongcha, your Cha Time. So, kasi when the lockdown started, there was no way to get them. When the lockdown eased a bit or relaxed a bit, we still couldn't indulge because we have Amber and then we can't go to those cafes. So, although it was on Grab or Food Panda, it was a hassle for us because they can't deliver door to door. So, we had to go to the main building, go to the main lobby, claim the delivery, and then once we get to our unit, we would have to strip and then take a bath before we enter the household. So it was such a hassle that we decided not to indulge. And we realized you can live a year without those drinks. Number 2, new clothes. Now, I work from home. I have a baby who is not allowed to enter the mall or any establishment. And there was no actual physical event that I was invited to or I needed to go to. So there is no need for new clothes. And was there a need to keep up with the latest fashion trend? No. So if 2021 is going to be as restrictive as 2020, or even if it eased up a bit, I would still refrain from going out unnecessarily for my baby's sake. So I think my no buy rule for clothes is going to stay in place for 2021. Number 3, bags, shoes, and other accessories. So I refrained from buying these things in 2020, especially leatherware, because we had to constantly sanitize our items. Like, it won't be long before you start destroying the material because of having to sanitize it with alcohol and, sprays. I did concede into buying a jelly bag, which I found online. It's small enough to fit all the essentials that I need when I do go out. It fits my wallet, my keys, my sanitizer, IDs, and it's just so easy to clean. So with that recent and final purchase, I think I am all set for 2021. So number 4, excessive makeup items. So in 2020, there were no special occasions to get ready for. It was a year wherein I tried to perfect my everyday makeup look, and I realized that I did not need a lot of makeup items. There was no need for dozens of 18 color palettes for eyeshadow or a dozen lipsticks. What I really needed was ride or die items, which I know will not fail me. In fact, I downsized my kit and I could not be happier. There's a comfort wherein you're not stressed thinking of all the options. What you have are items that you are sure are going to make the most out of, and you're going to feel confident in them. So for 2021, I'm not gonna buy more makeup items unless they're actually replacements to things that I really used up. Number 5 is for household decor, furnishings, and appliances. So the place we're renting actually came fully furnished. So basically, there's no space for new items. That alone actually discouraged me from buying anything for the house. Although I did buy storage bins for our ref, and that's for a previous episode. And I bought a dish rack, and I love using it because it has its own drain system. Well, you know that I'm the designated dishwasher in the house, right? Because I'm not the cook. Aldrin is. So I think we're all set unless something really breaks down. God forbid. Number 6, new toys for Amber. Now, Amber was lucky enough to have this little birthday party before the actual lockdown. So our friends and families gave her toys, and those were the things that she played with for the rest of the year, plus her older toys. And I realized that she plays with a particular set of items, and it did not matter what else you gave her. And I also did this little trick wherein I keep most of her toys and I leave a dozen out, and then a week or 2 later I'm gonna switch it up, and then she feels like she has a new toy, but basically she was just given something that she did not see for in 2 weeks or so. So mommies, take note, that's a hack that I found online, and you might be able to find it helpful too. Number 7, random grocery items. So before the lockdown, we had this habit of going to the grocery every 1 to 2 days because it was just so near, and it was basically my exercise going there. So what happens is I would go out the door, I had a very short list, and when I see my cart, parang, hindi to aabot ng 500. Maybe I can find something to add. And then eventually, these short trips add up, and you realize that you spent so much on items that you mindlessly added to cart. Well, when the lockdown happened, Aldrin was the designated person to go to the grocery, right? And I had to make him a very concise list because I had to take into account the volume of stuff that he can carry by himself back home. So, concise list. Plus, he's not spending so much time in the grocery because he just needs to pick up the stuff that we need and leave. Because we all know how hard it is to walk around with a mask. So without time to actually do window shopping, we actually were able to spend within our budget. It's not rocket science, but the quarantine allowed us to exercise what should have been done in the first place. Well, lesson learned. Does this feel like a diet already? No worries, guys, because like all diets, there are cheat days. Yes, I encourage you not to focus on the things that you cannot spend on, but focus on one, the savings that you can get, and two, what you're going to spend on during those cheat days. Now, I encourage you to check your annual calendar and pick out those dates wherein, like our birthdays, anniversaries, or hopefully scheduled trips. Hopefully by then we would be able to dine out and it won't be such a nerve-wracking experience. And well, now that you have saved up for those dates, you actually have more funds to enjoy, celebrate, and commemorate these special days. This has become such a chatty episode. I'm sorry for that, but I hope this encourages you to do the no buy, no spend challenge. Because basically, we can all live with less. We've been so bombarded with marketing and advertising that on autopilot, we have become mindless spenders. Now, because the equation is just so simple. The less you spend, the more you save. And the more you save, the less physical clutter you bring to your house and the less financial burden that you have to worry of. So this gives you a lot more freedom in terms of extra funds and spending on the things that are of more value. And that's, you spend on experiences, you spend on insurance, you spend on your health. So guys, I hope you take up this challenge and let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you like more videos like these, please subscribe to our channel, ring that notification bell, like our Facebook page, and follow us on Instagram. Thank you so much for staying with me. I'm so sorry. Did your ears bleed? Nah, I don't think so. I wish you a blessed 2021 and we'll see you on the next one.